Your soulmate is finally ready to tell you the truth. My beloved child. Before this moment ends, something you have waited for far longer than you realize is preparing to step into the light. Your soulmate has carried a truth so heavy that even silence became easier than speaking it. They have replayed the same words countless times, wondering if you would understand, wondering if you would walk away, wondering if destiny had already missed its chance. But tonight, everything begins to change. Don't skip. The next few moments are not ordinary because what is unfolding has been building behind the scenes while you believed nothing was happening. Every unanswered question, every strange coincidence, every delay that made no sense has quietly been leading to this exact point. You thought the distance meant the story was over. You thought the silence meant your importance had faded. But the silence was never empty. It was protecting a truth that was growing stronger every single day. Your soulmate has finally reached the place where hiding no longer feels possible. They have realized that some truths become louder the longer they are ignored. Deep inside, they can already feel that if they wait any longer, they could lose the one person they were never meant to lose. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the first piece of that hidden truth is about to appear. The strange feeling you have carried lately is not your imagination. It is the invisible pull of two lives moving closer together. Even now, while you are listening, your soulmate is remembering a moment they thought they had forgotten forever. A single memory keeps returning to them again and again, refusing to disappear. That memory has become impossible to ignore because it holds the answer to why they could never truly move on, no matter how hard they tried. They smiled in front of others, pretended everything was normal, and convinced themselves they had already accepted the past. Yet every quiet night brought the same unanswered feeling back into their heart. They finally understand that running from destiny only makes destiny louder. Something unexpected is already shifting around you. The truth your soulmate wants to reveal is not just about love. It is about the reason every path seemed to separate before suddenly turning back toward each other. There were moments when they almost reached out, almost sent the message, almost spoke your name, but fear stopped them at the last second. Fear whispered that they were too late. Fear convinced them that you had forgotten. Fear told them the opportunity had already disappeared forever. But fear has started losing its power. A quiet confidence is replacing it day by day. Your soulmate has begun noticing signs they can no longer explain away. They see reminders in ordinary places. They hear words that sound strangely familiar. They wake with an unshakable feeling that someone important is waiting just beyond the next chapter. That feeling keeps growing stronger because the truth cannot stay hidden forever. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes everything you believed about this connection. There was never a lack of love. There was only a lack of courage. That courage is finally waking up. Imagine carrying one sentence inside your heart for so long that it begins to change the way you breathe. That is exactly what your soulmate has been living with. One sentence. One confession. One truth they believed would either heal everything or break everything forever. They have reached the point where remaining silent feels more painful than speaking honestly. The walls around their heart are beginning to fall one by one. They no longer want another season filled with unanswered questions. They no longer want another sunrise wondering what could have happened if they had simply told you everything. Destiny has been waiting patiently for this exact decision, and the moment they choose honesty, events will begin moving faster than either of you expected. Listen carefully because this is where everything becomes even more surprising. The truth your soulmate wants to tell you is connected to something they discovered about themselves, not about you. They finally realized that every excuse, every delay, and every hesitation was hiding a deeper fear they refused to face. They were never afraid of loving you. They were afraid of losing someone who felt impossible to replace. That realization changed everything inside them. Once they understood that, the weight they had been carrying started becoming lighter. They are no longer searching for another path because every road keeps leading back to the same destination. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The biggest surprise has not been revealed yet. Right now, your soulmate is standing closer to the edge of honesty than ever before. They can already imagine the conversation they once believed would never happen. They can already picture the moment when silence finally ends and truth finally speaks. But there is one final piece that has not fallen into place yet, one hidden detail that changes the entire story in a way neither of you could have predicted. When that final piece appears, nothing will remain the same. The confession will no longer stay inside their heart. It will find its way into the open. And when it does, you will finally understand why every delay, every unanswered moment, and every unexpected turn was preparing you for the truth that has been waiting all along. The next chapter reveals the secret your soulmate has protected from everyone, and once you hear it, you will never look at this journey the same way again. A quiet turning point has already begun, even if nobody else can see it yet. Your soulmate is no longer asking whether the truth should be spoken. Now they are asking when. That single change has transformed everything inside them. The walls that once protected their silence are beginning to crack, and every passing day makes it harder to keep pretending nothing is happening. Don't skip. The next revelation explains why your soulmate suddenly feels an unstoppable pull toward you. They have started noticing that every attempt to distract themselves somehow leads them back to the same thoughts, the same memories, and the same unspoken connection. It feels as though life itself keeps reminding them of what they tried to leave behind. They once believed time would erase these emotions, but instead, time only made them clearer. Every missed opportunity now feels like a lesson. Every delay now feels like preparation. They finally understand that some connections refuse to disappear because they were never meant to. Something huge is waiting for you. The truth is closer than it has ever been, and your soulmate can already feel that keeping silent for even one more day may cost them the future they have dreamed about in secret. There is another truth hidden beneath everything you have heard so far, and this one changes the story completely. Your soulmate has been carrying a question that only you can answer. They have imagined countless versions of the moment when they finally stand before you. In every version, one fear keeps returning. What if I waited too long? That question follows them everywhere. It appears during quiet mornings, long evenings, and unexpected moments when everything else should feel normal. Yet another voice inside them has become stronger than fear. It keeps whispering that honesty is always worth the risk. That voice grows louder every single day. Stay till the end. The greatest surprise is still ahead. Your soulmate has already begun letting go of the excuses that once kept them trapped. Instead of searching for reasons to stay silent, they are searching for the courage to finally speak. They know the truth cannot remain locked away forever because every heartbeat reminds them that some opportunities only come once in a lifetime. They are beginning to believe that this connection deserves honesty more than comfort, and that belief is changing every decision they make. Now the story reaches a moment nobody expected. Your soulmate has discovered one final piece they never understood before. The distance between you is never the ending of the story. It was the test that revealed how real the connection truly was. Every obstacle uncovered feelings they could no longer deny. Every season apart made one truth impossible to escape: you remain the person their heart kept returning to. Don't skip, because what happens next is the reason everything has been leading here. Very soon, silence will no longer be their choice. The words they have hidden for so long are already pressing against the door of their heart, waiting for the perfect moment to be spoken. And when that moment finally arrives, you will realize the biggest secret was never that your soulmate loved you. The real secret is that they have been preparing to tell you everything, and the first words they choose will reveal a truth powerful enough to change the direction of both your lives forever. The next chapter uncovers the confession they have never dared to say out loud. A moment is approaching that your soulmate never believed they would have the strength to face. For so long, they convinced themselves that silence was the safest choice. But something inside them has changed forever. The fear that once controlled every decision has started to disappear, replaced by a certainty they cannot explain. Don't skip. What you are about to hear is the beginning of the truth they have protected for far too long. They remember the exact moment they almost reached out. Their hand paused. Their heart raced. The message was written, then erased. Not because the feelings were gone, but because they feared one unanswered reply would shatter the hope they had been carrying for so long. Yet every time they walked away, something quietly pulled them back. Every attempt to forget only made your presence feel stronger. That is when they realized this connection was different from anything they had ever known. It refused to fade. It refused to disappear. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The confession you have been waiting for is no longer a distant possibility. It is becoming an unavoidable reality. There is something your soulmate has never admitted to anyone. They watched life move forward while secretly wondering if your paths would ever cross again. They smiled during ordinary days, but inside they carried one unanswered question: what if the person I cannot stop thinking about is still waiting? That question became impossible to silence. It followed them through every decision, every new beginning, and every quiet night when no one else could hear their thoughts. Then, without warning, everything started changing. Small moments began feeling meaningful. Familiar memories appeared out of nowhere. They started noticing details they had ignored before, and each one pointed toward the same conclusion. The truth they were running from was actually leading them home. Don't skip. This is where the story becomes impossible to predict. Your soulmate finally understands that the greatest mistake was never loving deeply. The greatest mistake was believing those feelings had to remain hidden forever. That realization has given them a courage they never possessed before, and once courage awakens, silence cannot survive much longer. Now listen carefully, because the next truth is the one that changes everything. Your soulmate has already made a decision inside their heart, even if the words have not yet been spoken aloud. They no longer want another chapter filled with what if. They no longer want another season wondering how life could have been different. They are preparing to replace unanswered questions with honest words. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The moment of truth is closer than either of you realizes. Soon, a conversation that once seemed impossible will begin. It may arrive unexpectedly, quietly, and without warning, but when it does, every delay will suddenly make sense. You will finally understand why nothing could force this connection to disappear. The secret they are ready to reveal is not simply that they never stopped caring. It is that every step they took away from you somehow became another step leading them back. And the next chapter reveals the one sentence they have rehearsed in silence countless times, the sentence that has the power to transform everything from this moment forward. The waiting is almost over. Your soulmate has reached the point where the truth feels stronger than the fear of rejection. For the first time in a long time, they are no longer asking themselves whether they should speak. They are imagining what happens after they speak. Don't skip. This is the turning point that changes everything. There was one quiet night when they looked back at every memory connected to you. They realized something that caught them completely off guard. None of those memories brought regret. Instead, they brought peace. That was the moment they understood they had been protecting the wrong thing. They thought silence would protect their heart, but silence only protected their fear. From that night forward, something inside them refused to stay the same. Every sunrise carried a stronger desire to be honest. Every sunset reminded them that another day had passed without telling you the truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The biggest surprise is not that they still care. The biggest surprise is how close they are to finally revealing everything they have hidden for so long. There is one detail your soulmate has never shared with anyone. They have imagined your reaction more times than they can count. Sometimes they picture relief. Sometimes they picture disbelief. Sometimes they wonder if your eyes will reveal emotions before your words ever do. That single thought has stayed with them because deep inside, they believe this conversation was always meant to happen. Every obstacle that delayed it only made the truth stronger. They no longer want to carry unanswered feelings into another chapter of life. They want clarity. They want honesty. They want the chance to finally let you see the part of their heart that has remained locked away. Don't skip. The next revelation explains why everything has been accelerating recently. Invisible pieces have started falling into place at exactly the right time. Moments that once looked random now fit together perfectly. What once seemed like coincidence now feels like preparation. Your soulmate can sense that they are standing only one step away from the conversation that will change both of your lives forever. Now the final surprise of this chapter begins to unfold. Your soulmate has stopped running from the truth because they finally discovered something unexpected. The greatest risk was never speaking honestly. The greatest risk was allowing fear to steal a future that still had a chance to exist. That realization has become impossible to ignore. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Very soon, the silence that has lasted for so long will finally break. But the first words they speak are not the biggest revelation. The real surprise comes immediately afterward, when they reveal why they waited, what they discovered during that silence, and who quietly influenced the decision that changed everything. Once that hidden piece comes into the light, the entire story will look completely different. The next chapter reveals the truth your soulmate has guarded more carefully than any secret they have ever carried, and once it is spoken, there will be no turning back. The moment has arrived closer than ever before. Your soulmate is no longer standing at the edge of the truth, they are taking the first step into it. Every excuse that once kept them silent has lost its power. Every fear that once whispered, "Wait a little longer," is becoming quieter with each passing day. Don't skip. What happens next is the reason this entire journey has unfolded exactly as it has. Your soulmate has finally accepted something they spent far too long resisting. The truth was never meant to stay hidden forever. It was meant to be revealed at the exact moment both hearts were ready to understand it. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is a reason every delay felt so frustrating. There is a reason every unanswered moment seemed impossible to explain. Those moments were not empty, they were quietly shaping two hearts that needed to grow before they could truly meet again. Your soulmate now sees that clearly, and once that realization settled into their heart, everything else began changing faster than they ever imagined. Then something happened that completely shifted their perspective. They stopped asking, "What if I lose this chance?" and started asking, "What if this is the chance I have been waiting for all along?" That single thought unlocked a courage they didn't know existed. Suddenly, the future looked different. Instead of imagining rejection, they began imagining honesty. Instead of replaying old mistakes, they started believing in new beginnings. They even caught themselves smiling without realizing why, because deep inside they could feel the weight they had carried for so long beginning to disappear. Don't skip. This next revelation is one your soulmate never expected to discover. They realized that every road they explored, every distraction they chased, and every attempt to move on somehow circled back to the same destination, you. No matter how far they wandered, their heart kept returning to the same place. That was the undeniable sign they could no longer ignore. Silence had reached its limit. Truth had finally found its moment. Now everything is ready for the final breakthrough. Your soulmate has one last barrier left to cross, and once it falls, nothing will stop the words they have carried for so long. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have already imagined the first sentence they want to say, but what follows that sentence is even more powerful. It is the hidden truth they believed could never be spoken aloud, the truth that explains every delay, every absence, every quiet season, and every unexplained pull between your hearts. When those words finally leave their lips, the confusion of the past will begin to disappear. You will understand that this connection was never weakened by time. It was strengthened by it. And just when you think the entire truth has finally been revealed, one final secret will emerge, a secret your soulmate has protected even from themselves. That final revelation changes not only how you see the past, but how you will both step into the future together.